First thing I saw Fulio laid up, I thought it was a car accident until I looked up, saw the bullet holes, and I saw Zay covered in blood yelling.
So you fell asleep after that, after he came back to the car, or you started dozing?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember being woken up at some point, or woke up?
Yes, when the car hit, I forgot, I don't remember exactly what it hit, but the car hit something that woke me up.
Xavier Edwards?
Yes.
You saw him covered in blood?
Yes.
All right, so let me talk to you about Xavier Edwards. I don't know if we talked about him yet. So Xavier Edwards was also there at the clubs with you all?
Yes.
And he was driving the Dodge Charger coming from the clubs to the hotel?
Yes.
Is he saying anything at that point?
Yes, he was yelling.
What was he yelling? And you can say exactly what he said.
He was like yelling like, shit.
The first thing Norris saw was Phil laid up. At first, he thought it was just a car accident, but when he looked up and saw the bullet holes and Z covered in blood screaming, everything changed. The courtroom fell into silence on October 22, 2025, as Norris, the cousin of Julio Fulio, gave his heartbreaking testimony. This wasn't just a court date, it was a moment that froze everyone in their seats. Even the judge couldn't hide his shock. Fulio, whose real name was Charles Andrew Jones II, was gunned down in Tampa, Florida on June 23, 2024. That night should have been a celebration for his 26th birthday. Instead, it became a nightmare of bullets, blood, and death. Norris was there. He was one of the survivors. Now, over a year later, he was being forced to relive it in front of the world. His voice trembled as he spoke. This wasn't just testimony. This was trauma, spilling out in raw, unfiltered waves. He talked about the night, how they had been partying, laughing, just living, and then how it all changed in seconds. Norris had been asleep in the back seat when the attack started. He was jolted awake when the Charger hit something. At first, he thought it was a crash, but then he saw the bullet holes. This wasn't an accident. It was an ambush. It was an execution. The Dodge Charger had been turned into a war zone. Bullet holes everywhere, and Z, covered in blood, still trying to drive, still screaming. Norris described it all. The bullets, the screams, the chaos. He showed the jury his scar, a gunshot wound that tore through his shoulder while he was laying down, helpless. He had been asleep, unaware, a sitting target. Then came the photos, pictures of him in the hospital, bandage broken, bleeding. He broke down, tears streamed down his face. The judge called for a recess. The jury left, and Norris wept. He wasn't just a witness. He was a victim. He had nearly died. He had watched his cousin die, and now he was bearing that pain for the world to see. This testimony wasn't just powerful because of the graphic details, it was powerful because of the silence. The silence in that courtroom was deafening. No one moved, no one whispered. It was a collective holding of breath as this young man relived his worst nightmare. But to understand this moment, we have to rewind, because this wasn't random. It was the result of a long, bloody war, a feud between gangs in Jacksonville that had been building for over a decade. Fulio was at the center of it all. He was the face of KTA, the rival crew, ATK. Dozens of lives lost over the years. Music videos, diss tracks, taunts on Instagram, all of it fueled the fire. This wasn't just gang beef, it was warfare waged through music, through lyrics, through public taunts that escalated into very real violence. The line between art and war blurred until there was no line at all. And on that June night, the fire finally consumed him. Surveillance footage showed it all. Fulio arriving at the Home 2 Suites Hotel at 4:30 a.m., wearing a red cap, just trying to get a room. But his reservation had been given away. He was being watched, tracked, hunted. The shooters didn't strike fast. They moved with precision, strategic, calculated. They knew what they were doing, and they were there for one reason: to kill Julio Fulio. Footage showed the ambush in chilling detail. The Chevy Cruze, the Nissan Altima, the Tesla parked nearby. That Tesla's Sentry mode caught everything, multiple angles of the shooters moving into position, 4K footage of them setting up a kill zone, a deadly triangle, and then the shooting. Xavier Edwards, the driver, tried to escape. He was bleeding, but he was still fighting, still trying to save them, still trying to survive. Dozens of bullets tore through the car, every surface marked with yellow stickers showing impact points. The Charger was riddled with holes. This wasn't just gunfire, it was fire supremacy. AR-style rifles, an automatic Glock 19. 3 shooters, no chance to fight back. But modern crime leaves digital footprints. Investigators used everything: Tesla cameras, Ring cameras, license plate readers, cell tower pings. One shooter left his phone at home. Didn't matter. The others gave away the route. They tracked the convoy from Jacksonville to Tampa. Cash app receipts showed who paid for gas. Hotel security footage showed every move. Ballistics matched one of the rifles to a separate shooting. And then came the break. Alicia Andrews flipped. She started talking. She gave name, 5 people were charged: Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance Jr., the spotters; Sean Gathite, Rashad Murphy, and Dave Murphy, the shooters. Together, they formed the assault team that executed the hit. In court, the prosecution laid it all out: videos, text, footage, every second accounted for, every lie shattered by the truth caught on camera. And all of it, every single piece of it, led back to a street war that had turned music into murder. The beef wasn't new, it had been brewing for years. Songs like Who I Smoke, mocking dead rivals, Fulio responding with When I See You, filmed at graveyards. Each track poured gasoline on the fire. This was war. And Fulio, he was the big dog. Taking him out wasn't just revenge, it was strategy. It was decapitation. Cut off the head and the body falls. Fulio knew the risks. He had been shot before. He had survived, but he kept going back. He kept announcing his locations. He lived boldly, maybe too boldly. And when he posted his birthday plans on Instagram, that was it. The other side moved fast. Even after his death, the disrespect didn't stop. Youngeen Ace dropped diss tracks within hours. Fulio's Instagram kept posting, run by someone close to him. His account clapped back at rivals like he was still alive. A twisted, surreal digital war that didn't end at the grave. But this story, this trial, isn't about diss tracks. It's about the cost. It's about the real people left behind. Like Norris, sitting in that courtroom, crying, shaking, showing the world what trauma looks like. His scar wasn't just a wound, it was proof that violence leaves marks that never fully heal. And he wasn't alone. Camilla Bentley, Xavier Edwards, survivors, witnesses, people who now carry the weight of that night forever. And the question now is, what comes next? The trial continues. More evidence, more witnesses, more pain. But for Norris and for Fulio's family, the justice system is just one part, because the bigger battle is ending the cycle, breaking the chain of retaliation, stopping the next ambush before it starts. Jacksonville law enforcement is trying. Sheriff T.K. Waters has made it clear they're watching, they're listening, they're targeting known gang members. But the internet makes everything harder. Drill rap, social media, live streams, stories like this go viral, and with every new post, the pressure to clap back grows. The only way out: change the environment. Give kids other options. Offer real paths forward. Education, mentorship, support. Because without that, the cycle keeps spinning. And more families will find themselves in courtrooms like this one, crying, testifying, grieving. This is more than a story about a rapper who got caught up in the streets. It's a story about a culture that profits off pain, about a system that fails kids long before the gunfire starts. It's about Julio Fulio, about Norris, about Z, about Camilla, about every name that never made the headlines. It's about the reality that for every viral diss track, there's a mother crying, a cousin testifying, a courtroom holding its breath, and a bullet that never should have been fired. Let this be a wake-up call, not just to law enforcement, but to the community, the schools, the artists, the platforms that allow this war to play out in public view. Let this be the moment we stop glorifying violence and start addressing the trauma. Let this be the last time a cousin has to sit on the stand trembling, holding back tears just to remind us all that these are real lives, not entertainment. Because it doesn't end in court, it follows the survivors home. It sits with them at night. It follows them into every quiet moment. That night lives in their bones. It's trauma that doesn't go away just because the case ends. It becomes a part of who they are. And what about the youth who watch this all unfold online? They see the glamour, the music, the fame, but do they see the funerals, the hospital rooms, the courtrooms, the tears, or are they only fed the highlights that make violence look like a game? This is the reality we need to face. When violence is entertainment, the cost is lives. And unless we change what we reward, what we stream, what we glorify, this cycle won't stop. More kids will pick up a mic and a gun thinking they're the same thing, but they're not. One gives you a voice. The other takes someone else's away forever. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the real stories behind the headline.